and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I need a motion for the acceptance of the agenda. Motion. Joe and Rick. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Okay, anybody for public forum? All right. I need a motion for the acceptance of the consensus agenda. Motion, please. Ron and Molly. Second, Molly. Any questions?
I have, oh, go ahead. Did somebody down there say that?
No.
I have a question on the treasury report, the appropriation status report. Every time I think I have the appropriation status report figured out, I come across something that makes me realize I'm not as smart as I think I am. The budget code 9950.900, transfer to capital project funds. We had a beginning budget of $515,000. No adjustment to the budget, but we spent $2.3 million.
So we moved money from the capital reserve or the unassigned reserve to the repair reserve. So that shows up in that line, right? What we funded the reserve.
So we did that in our budget.
In the year. We did that in the year. We made that adjustment in January when we voted to move that money into the repair reserve.
So the repair reserve is considered part of the capital projects funds.
It's part of that budget line.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Any other questions? All in favor? Thank you. All right, we have the independent auditors report.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Brennan. I'm with RBG CPA. We are appointed as your external auditor for fiscal year 2025. I'm presenting this evening the 2025 financial statements, the extra classroom report, and the board report for the district. I would like to first highlight and say thank you to the business office and administration of the town of Hills. The number of inquiries and requests for documentation that we make is numerous, is interruptions to their daily tasks and the projects that they work on. We like to send a thank you. They are a pleasure to work with and are always responsive to our audit team and getting us the documentation. I would say we use a secure portal, and within that portal was approximately 160 requests for documentation. It's not the inquiry, it's just documentation. And within one of those requests could be a request for 5 different documents. So it is a lot of information you're asking from that business office, and they're always compliant with receiving and sending things to us timely. In the 2025 financial statements, I do want to highlight the audit report is an unmodified opinion. In your 2025 financial statements, there is a prior period adjustment. And that prior period adjustment is a cumulative effect of the GASB 101 compensated absences. In the 2025 financial statements and the financial position, the FD statements, I'm going to highlight the largest liabilities continue to be the same liabilities that they have in the prior years, other post-employment benefits. The New York State ERS and TRS pension systems continue to be the largest. I do want to highlight from your prior year is TRS is an asset as of June 30, 2025, and that's a reflection because it is an asset with New York State's pension system at June 30, 2025. Next year is likely going to be a liability, so that is a difference you'll see from current year to prior year. Would also like to highlight in that report, we do not have a single audit report. There is no opinion being issued at this time. It will be issued at a later date. The federal government has not issued a final copy of their 2025 compliance supplement as of today. Public accounting firms are not permitted to issue single audit reports in that opinion until that federal compliance supplement is being issued. And for that reason, we are unable at this time to provide a audit report on that opinion for single audit. So at a later date, that will be issued to the school district. Once we have either the final issuance from the federal government, from guidance, or ASPA has offered guidance for public accounting firms on what actions to take to issue those reports. The single audit report is due to the Federal Clearinghouse March 31st, 2026. So we're hopeful by perhaps this year end, we'll have a final compliance supplement so we can move forward with issuing that single audit report. But at this time, I do not have a projected date. Extra classroom report. In that report is an unmodified opinion. It is on a cash basis, the same as prior years. And we continue to have one finding in our financial statements with compliance of the unassigned fund balance exceeding 4%. I do want to note it has been a trend decreasing from prior year. If there are any questions?
So the audit report, is that the 70-page document that we got yesterday
Yes, your financial report.
that says draft on it?
Yes, a final has been issued.
Yes, you got a final one this afternoon.
So that's what we can't approve? Or-
That's what we can approve. The single audit report has been pulled out from the draft that was discussed with the audit committee. At that time, at the audit committee meeting, we did discuss that there was a possibility we would not be able to present an opine of that report at that time of presentation. And it has occurred that between September and October, there is still no final compliance supplement allowing us to issue a single audit report. The single audit report is significantly issued as a separate report, is about, I want to say, 9 pages versus the 70 pages. It really just highlights your federal aid and the compliance requirements and the audit findings that we have in regards to the major programs selected for testing.
Any more questions? Are you still thinking?
No, I don't have any more questions.
Okay. Any more questions? Anyone from anyone? Okay. Thanks. Okay, we have the capital project work update. Nick?
Still longer than last year.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so I'm just gonna give you an update on some of the capital project work that we've been doing. Some of the summer work that we've done in-house, and also just to look at what we're going to do next year. So this to start off is the scaffolding that they put up for doing the auditorium work. They had to erect scaffolding so that they could take the capstones off the parapet walls and then be able to put the roofing up underneath. And I'll have a picture of that in a second. They had to secure the area so that people wouldn't go in there, so they put in some portable fencing. There's another view of the scaffolding on the auditorium green room roof. You can see they protected the existing roof down there with some locking and other things. And what they did is after they got this scaffolding put up and they started the project, they actually took those gray capstones off the top and set them down onto the scaffolding so that they could do their work. So they didn't have to take them all the way down to ground level. This is a photo of the high parapet wall. So that's at the front of the auditorium when you're looking at it from the parking lot. They had to take that EPIS off of there. So that's a building product that they've used here. It's not great for construction in the Northeast. They were going to put it back, but we actually found a better solution, and I'll show you a photo of that towards the end of the auditorium roofing. It's a metal cladding product that will hold up better, and it will definitely work better in this climate. Those are just the existing conditions under the capstones. So you can see towards the top of the screen, the capstones are sitting on that scaffolding. Each one of those weighed just a little over 400 pounds, so there's a lot of weight in those capstones. And then this is when they're putting the through wall flashing in. So this is that low parapet wall. What you can see here is EPDM roofing that's wrapped up and over the wall, and then under the through wall flashing. And that's going to give you your watertight roofing system, and then they'll bring the flat roof up to that. And then those capstones all have to be reinstalled on top of there. This is what they used to take those stones off. So it's basically a piece of scaffolding with a raking system and a chain fall. They did find that after a while, using the manual chain fall was taking a long time. So they did actually upgrade it. So at one point, get an electric one. There's that through wall flashing again, that line there to straighten the line so that they can get their stones put back in. Each one of those, you see the red tape on them. They had to make sure that they went back in the same spot. So they had to label them because they were cut specifically for those locations. Those are the capstone with the shims underneath to get them level with that line. There's that metal cladding that we put in place with that ethos. Definitely a better system. It's going to hold up, and then it comes right down to that flashing at the bottom. We're also doing pool work. So part of the pool work is has to drain the pool, so that we can get this in there. So yes, quite a bit of scaffolding on this project too. It's pretty impressive. That way they could access all of the duct work that we needed to put some dampers in so that we could balance the system properly. If you remember, if you've ever been out there in the wintertime, a lot of times you see the condensation on the windows and on the doors. That's because the system wasn't balanced properly, so getting those dampers in there will allow us to be able to get everything balanced the way it's supposed to be, and that should help clear that up. Another angle of that scaffolding. That's your new pool unit. All of that work inside the pool area was preparation for this to go up on the roof. They brought the big crane in, and as hard as I tried, I missed both of the picks with the crane. I really wanted to get a picture with the thing up in the air, but I kept on having to go do other things, and so they were just getting ready to haul it up there. So they brought the crane in one day, they took the old one off, took that away, then they had a second pick where they came on another day, and they put the new one up on the roof. It was a pretty big process. So that's the extent of the capital work that we were doing over the summer. The pool is not done yet. We expect for it to be done sometime next week, so then we can start to fill it. We need to pressure wash it first. We need to fill it, and then we need to get the water heated back up to around 80 degrees. We do fully expect to be up and running in time for swim season. Our target date is November 1st at this point. We're going to be close on that just because with the old heat exchanger, we would gain about 2 degrees every 24 hours. And we get the water from a well, and water comes out of the ground at 50 some odd degrees. So it's going to take a little while to get there, but I think we'll be okay. Some of the other stuff that we did in-house, which my staff worked really hard over the summer. We had a lot of projects stacked up, and they did a great job. The tennis courts, when we installed these back in, I think it's 2015-ish maybe. We went with the orange, and it looks really nice. The gray looks really nice, but it does, really show that grind. I got a quote from our local vendor to come in and do this for us, and it was over $20,000. So we were able to get a rotary scrubber for around $2,500, and now we own it. It's here. It's something that we can do all the time, and we were able to get them back to looking like they were new. So one of the other things that we were working on this summer was office reconstruction in order to make rooms for space across the hall. So we relocated the district office down the hall from here. We relocated the boardroom to this space. The assistant superintendent's office moved upstairs. So this is the assistant superintendent's office. So we had to create another small office within that space. And we're really lucky in this district that we have people here that can do this work, because this would cost you a lot of money in a capital project. So that's the finished little office with the little window that we put in. Still need to put the code base on. That's done now, but that's pretty much done. And this is the finished space. Painting. Our second shift guys did the painting in there. It came out really good. I can't take any credit for the design in here because that's Elsa and her team, but it looks really nice in there. Very welcoming. So I think that space came out really good. This is the office down the hall. That used to be Sandra Gardner's office area. This is where we were constructing the superintendent's office. And we do a lot of putting up walls and taking walls down, putting up doors. We're getting good at it. We took out a lot of doors, we put in a lot of doors, we moved a lot of doors. This is our little conference room. Not much we changed there. It's just set up nice with the TV hung on the wall. So Tom hung that up just a couple weeks ago. Now, this doesn't look all that, impressive, except for if you saw it over the summer, it looked like a war zone in there. A lot of these doors, a couple of these doors aren't where they originally were. But you can't tell. It looks like the day of the building. Another angle, little kitchen area. All came out pretty nice. One of the other projects that we worked on with John is this space. So this space was divided right about where Bonnie's sitting. There was a wall that came across. I'll show you where that bump out is. And this is us taking that wall down. That wall went all the way up, so it required us to reconstruct a lot of the ceiling in here. The 2x4 troffers with the fluorescent bulbs, they're getting old and they're kind of obsolete, so they wanted to get you some nice upgraded lighting in here. So this is, you know, that project, my Three Musketeers doing the project there. This is this really cool TV that John helped us install. And you know what it looks like. Just a little update on the flooring. This is the elementary atrium. So we had the flooring company that did the project before come in to see how long it was going to take up that terrazzo. No one could give us an accurate price without knowing where it's adhered, how hard it was going to come up, how long it was going to take. So we did a test area and we did that front lobby. Sorry, Mary.
It's beautiful. Our here is an apocalyptic
Yeah, I like color.
zombie attack.
Perfect for them.
Yeah, give me that vibe. I'm with you. So this is like that now. Game plan is, now that we have the data that we need to figure this out, is to get a scope of work together with the architects, go out to bid, try to get a contractor to come in and remove the flooring over the course of the school year, if possible, on breaks. Goal is to get all of the flooring out so that we can hit the ground running in September. You know, we got another capital project coming up too, and be able to put new flooring down and just be able to do it and be done in one summer. So if we can get a jump on some of this work, it would be very advantageous to us. Just to look ahead at what we're looking to do next summer, in addition to that flooring. So we have the turf and track that we're going to be basically reconstructing the track and putting new carpet on the turf. So that'll be done. We're also going to be taking care of all of the peaked roofs that have shingles on them. Most of your shingles will last 25 to 30 years. We're right around 26 years, so it's about time. So all of the blue area, we're going to be replacing the shingles on that roof. That's a really big project. Interior reconfiguration in the office across the hall. We also have some lighting that we are going to do across the street at the bus garage and update the fire alarm system, water heater and pumps. Most of that stuff is pretty close to original. So we do have some work to do over there. So just looking ahead on what we have moving forward, we're going to meet with the Healthy Kids folks on Monday to discuss the layout for across the hall. We're going to submit the project to SED hopefully in November. They are having faster turnarounds these days, so we expect it to be approved sometime in February. Get a project bid out in March, and construction, we're going to jump right into it, hopefully in June, so that we can start on the track and turf, because we need to get that all done before the middle of August, because that's when teams start to practice. So we're going to get in there early. The rest of the stuff will start right at the beginning of July. Any questions?
I was just wondering, the flat roof over the auditorium, how does that drain water and snow? Is there any way for it to?
Yes, there's drains in the roof.
There are drains in the roof?
Yeah, so there's like a cricket in the roof that can is sloped towards the drain, and then the water will go there. So it's just the maintenance aspect of it is just going in, making sure those drains are clear of leaks and break, and
Okay,
everything drains off pretty nicely.
okay. So
Because if water does sit on a flat roof, it will eventually leak. Yeah, so it's like a swimming pool.
that's what I was worried about, since it's such an expensive fix, but it's not like a plan, you know, a design issue.
No,
Okay,
no,
yeah,
there are drains there.
okay.
on all flat roofs.
We've had a lot of rain, so like the flashing in that roof project is all good. Somebody's been up there and checked it out, made sure that there's no leaks.
It would have been leaking on the stage by now with all of the rain that we've had. It's been 100% dry in there. The other thing with that system, so it's not just the contractor coming in and doing the job and then saying it's good. And it's not just the architect going through and doing a punch list and saying it's good. On top of that, Carlisle, the roofing manufacturer, the people that make the roof membrane and all of the components, warranty it for 30 years. So they send a rep down and they'll actually walk the roof and look at all of the installations and make sure that it meets their standards so that they can warranty it. And it did receive a full 30-year warranty.
So you're meeting with Healthy Kids Monday, and so the submission will be November. So the meeting with Healthy Kids, our architect will be there as well at this meeting. I mean, I'm just thinking, if you're having this meeting on 10/20 and we're going to submit this, and are we going to have that form ready to be submitted in November? I'm really looking really that this really needs to all happen the way that it says it's happening up there if we plan to open up.
Right, I'm with you. So I did fail to mention that on the 6th, I think it was, we had a meeting with SEI. And they
Okay,
provided 3 different design proposals
okay.
for that space.
So that's what
And
we're
we're
going to
going
talk
to
about
work
the
with
kids.
those, with Healthy Kids, and then, we're gonna kind of work it out, let them know which one's the best one, and then it'll be ready to go in for submission.
Okay,
If I may, part of that meeting, actually, Nick, Ashley, and I met about it today too. And part of that meeting with Healthy Kids will also be to hopefully talk about what their implementation plan is, what are things that they need to do on their end, and what are they going to need from us in regard to the renovation and the construction beyond what we need to provide to SED for
okay.
approval of the project. And I just want to note too, because this was a question I had.
Well,
that-
I'm just not, so you know, New York State.
I know, but the construction completion date, that December 2026 is our priority goal for the whole project. So,
And that would be substantial completion when they provide closeout documentation and all of that stuff. The majority of the work that you'll see is going to be completed prior to the end of the summer.
So we won't be able to open it then until the construction completion date? Or will we be able to open it up in the fall of 2026?
I believe, and I can't speak with absolute certainty,
Well, yes, of course.
because it
This
has
is
to do
all
with
yes.
construction schedules and all of that stuff. But I believe that that space over there is a small enough project where it will be done by the end of the summer, if
Okay.
not shortly thereafter. However, it would also depend on how quickly Healthy Kids can staff.
Agreed.
that's why we
Okay.
wanted to talk to
Yeah.
them about what
Yeah.
they need and what their timeline is.
Yeah,
So we can
okay.
try to coordinate.
Sounds good. All right, thanks.
Thank
Nick.
you.
Thanks, Nick.
Superintendent report.
All right. Okay, commitments that are always here. What I just started, I thought I would do each month, the best I could, is just with these commitments, connect slides or activities that are connected to these commitments for the year. So, I did want to give an update on the district commitments in regard to academics. The 3 commitments for this year are a focus on essential standards, our MTSS, which is our multi-tier system of supports, which replaces or is in conjunction with academic intervention services, and then a focus on our writing framework. So already since this was developed in August, some of the work of essential standards had been started last year by the buildings. It is ongoing. Dr. Courtwright-Torres has a content coordinator meeting coming up next week. There is a protocol that she's introducing to them that it focuses on essential standards that with the intent of strengthening Tier 1 instruction, which is the instruction that happens in the classroom for all of our students. For MTSS, we had a board-approved living document, and the reason I say living is we want to use that document to guide our work and also take time throughout the year to go back and reassess how is it working and what might we need to change or revise. So that's why we want to say living, because we want it to be something that we're using and it's not just sitting on the shelf all fancy. On this past Monday, no, is it the Monday before? Yes. Dr. Courtwright-Torres spoke to all of our faculty, pre-K through 12, and did an overview about MTSS so they could have an understanding of what the committee had done this summer. One thing I did forget to add in here is that we do have a consultant, Dr. Jason Andrews, who's worked with us over the last couple summers on our MTSS work, and he will be back January 27th. His time will be to work with our teachers to visit what's going on and provide some coaching and suggestions. And then the other piece that we have is we have somebody from Questar working with us. It was a regional development that was happening, but because of where we are in comparison to other districts, Elsa made arrangements that the next 4 sessions will be held here so that it can be aligned with where we are in the process. The original workshop was intended to be for people who are just starting this. The writing framework, I really want to give a huge shout out to the Literacy Review Committee who's doing this work. It's made up of a great rounded group of people, K through 12, along with administrators. And so far, with that process, they've worked on creating a narrative writing rubric. These are all rubrics for what we're looking for in different grade bands, K through 12, so that we're aligning that work. The rubrics are aligned to state standards. It also focused on what the state will assess our students on. This past meeting, they worked on the argumentative writing rubric. They'll be finishing that up and then working on the informative writing rubric. So that's exciting that with the expertise in our district, we've made that much progress. This was just a little reminder. I have shared this information already. This is our results from the New York State assessments for ELA, math, and science in grades 3 through 8, and then how our students performed on the Regents for ELA. That's usually taken in grade 11. And I think it's just important to see that we are making incremental gains forward. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. And one of the things that we've talked about repeatedly is the 1% rule, because everything does not happen overnight. And if we try to look at the end outcome, it can feel very overwhelming, like we're not getting there fast enough. But the 1% rule is when you're making minor incremental progress daily, it can result in exponential growth. So in 1 year, we had plus percentage gains. And you'll see that in regard to the New York State assessments, it's just a reminder that we may want more than 1% gain in all of those. And on the ELA, Regents were above 0.5, so we're on our way and we're closer to that 1% than not. Fire Safety and Prevention Day, I think it's one of my favorite days of the year. The kids had a great time, and it was probably a perfect day weather-wise for that event. So thank you to the elementary school and everybody who works on organizing this, because it comes from our community to be a part of this day and be with our students, and they had a great time. Career Jam opportunity, that was this past week. Nancy Byrne, our social studies teacher in 8th grade, had 31 students who attended. I think technically we had 30 tickets, but we figured it out and all 31 got in. So just a couple quotes from that trip, that it was a great success. The kids loved it. And they did get their time there. They do have to move through pretty quickly, but even Nancy Burns said that there were so many opportunities and different careers that they were made aware of that they really enjoyed. And
they had a lot. I mean, I was outside. I didn't see many. Not many people came out because it was raining, but they had a lot.
Yeah. And I want to thank Bonnie and Rick for working to get us tickets for our district so that we could send those students.
Actually, I saw Mike Tucker today, actually, and he said that he'd be willing to do it again because he said he got a lot of positive feedback from it. So he said he'd do it again.
Yeah, they had a great time. So thank you for bringing that to the forefront. I had put this in my report, but it's just been fun even the last couple of days. The National School Lunch Week, and Kyle Matler does a great job of being creative and coming up with different ways to engage students in learning about food, not only health and wellness, but trying different varieties of foods from different ethnicities. How were the Asian stir-fry noodles? They were really.
I love the passport idea. That's cool.
Yeah, so the passport idea was
That's
great,
cool.
and I think the kids have been having fun with that, right? Laura Mary, yeah, they handed those out. So just another way to engage our students, and he just does such a great job of doing that and teaching our students about health and wellness in a fun, creative way. And I do want to acknowledge that this is National School Board Recognition Week, and It is true that our Board of Education is the cornerstone. So, thank you for everything that you do for us and
Thank you.
with us. Thank you. Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Is this good for one free waxing in my car?
Possibly, or maybe a,
By, you know,
free ice cream.
we got a lot of kids here, you know.
You were expecting a coffee cup, is that what you said?
So, and I do want to say, I know this board is very committed to providing as many opportunities as we can for our students and always being fiscally responsible, which is a great, two things to combine for success for our district. And even though we're small, I'm proud of what we can offer our students, and that has to do a lot with your vision and your creativity and the effort that you put in. So thank you for that. And we have a special thank you from our school community for all of you.
As education is the cornerstone of our communities, board members are the mortar. They are the guardians of our education system, dedicating their time and energy to ensuring every student has the chance to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Board of Education. Thank you, Board of Education. We appreciate you, members. Thank you, Board of Education. Thank you, Select Choir. Thank you.
We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, and this is some of the junior high drama club, and we would like to say thank you.
Thank you from the junior high chorus. We appreciate you. Thank you.
For all you do. Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, school board.
Thank you, board members.
Thank you, Board of Ed.
Thank you. A board rocks.
Thank you.
Hello, board. We are members of the Taconic Hills High School Drama Club, and we just wanted to say
Thanks, and ever thanks. Thank you, board members. We appreciate you.
Thank you, school board members.
President Abraham Lincoln and I would like to say thank you to the Board of Education for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, board members. You are the best. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool. That's very nice.
Without a doubt, the best one we've ever had.
Yeah.
Once again, Alexis's creativity at work and everybody contributing, and I think this is the 4th or 5th time that I've watched it, and I keep smiling.
I
It
know.
just makes me so happy.
Cool.
So, it's going a long way. Just a couple quick updates. The first lockdown drill was held last week. Everything went really well. It was probably one of the best, I think, that everyone who was involved felt. And again, we had a lot of community support from local law enforcement, so we always appreciate that. The Titan Herald October edition has been mailed out. You do have a copy of it with you tonight in front of you. A lot of good articles. Any ideas you want to share, please always do that. We're trying to bring in and highlight things that would be important for our community to know, and trying to find a diverse amount of articles of interest. We are working on a reunification drill for after our Halloween parade on Friday, October 31st. There can be safety concerns because we have all of our students parading outside. We have a lot of parents, because it's at the end of the day, that want to come and pick up their students. So we thought we would practice a reunification drill. And that would also assist in safety, ensuring that everybody gets picked up quickly and efficiently. So we had a tabletop meeting today to even work on that with administration. So I want to thank everybody also for just being open to trying new and different things so that we're always prepared, but we're keeping safety at the forefront. I am really excited to share that our work-based learning certification, the application was accepted by the state. It's been approved. We have 15 students currently that are interested in work-based learning opportunities for this current school year. And I just put the 3 different kinds of programs that are available underneath. School districts do not have to do all 3, but Amy Janito is our work-based learning certified teacher, and she has already taken the time and energy to connect with students and have students in each group that want to be a part of it.
So, what we talked about at the legislative committee was about we had 1 at the moment, but we were gonna put in for all 3,
Correct, right.
And we got approved for all of them?
We got approved for all of them.
That's awesome.
Yep, and we have 5 students in each of those 3 groups.
Nice.
That are interested. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, everybody. Don't know what's up. I love these because we have so much creativity across the district with different flyers for all the different things that are going on. This will be in your weekly board report, but we've got homecoming coming up, and homecoming week has been really fun. Our student board member who's here tonight even dressed up for today, which was awesome. What was the theme again?
Bikers and surfers.
Bikers and surfers. The pumpkin run, which is always a great event for our students, is coming up on Saturday. We also have a flu and COVID clinic that was put in place again, adding the pneumonia vaccine. So thank you to Ashley and her group for working on putting that together. Financial aid night is coming up next week for juniors and seniors. We have the trunk or treat on Saturday, the 24th.
Friday.
Well, Friday, thank you. That's Friday. Also, just a reminder that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and then we have our Powder Puff game coming up next week as well. And as you can tell, fall is a really busy time here. These are all the events. I've also put these in your board report, but again, none of this happens without everybody working together. So I am very thankful to our school community and all the people that make sure that we have events going on, from recognizing our veterans to keeping families up to date on what they need in preparation for college, and then time for fun things like a pep rally and homecoming.
What are we doing on the visitation committee? What are we doing that day?
We were gonna walk through the building.
Okay.
The whole campus,
Mhm.
to just highlight some of the things that Nick has shared photos of,
Okay.
and just talk about some of those other pieces.
Thanks.
Mhm. Okay, any questions? Thank you.
Okay, and now we have the student board member report. Hi, Violet.
John, is it possible for this to get dim?
You want me to go up there?
You can go wherever you feel comfortable.
Is it possible for this to be dimmer,
The thing,
the screen?
I don't think the screen right.
All right, so as you guys know, it is October here at Taconic Hills, and we have been having many school events recently. Last Friday, the high school participated in an adrenaline-boosting game of the PE classic Harry Potter. Our lovely seniors ended up taking the W, and we dominated field day. And it was a great bonding experience for all of the high school and allowed for collaboration and competitiveness. On that same Friday, too, the elementary school had an author visit. Kate Messner, in honor of her visit, the cafeteria switched lunch from pizza to hot dogs that day, and that was greatly received by the students. Finally, the juniors and seniors have been training hard for our school Powder Puff game on Wednesday the 29th. And shout out to the wonderful senior coaches Jacob, Senneth, and Tanyan for being amazing coaches and helping us seniors dominate the upcoming game, hopefully, fingers crossed. And in our out-of-district programs, students have been working on fun projects as well. In the New Visions Epic program, students are designing a hands-free flashlight, which sounds pretty cool. In the theater program, students have weekly guitar lessons and are working on their performance project. And in the Pathways of Education program, which is the program I'm in, students have recently started shadowing their teachers. We started yesterday. I have the pleasure of working in a first grade classroom, and I find the experience to be both enjoyable and beneficial to helping me grow as a future teacher. All right, now we're going to go on to something else, the restroom policy. So as you guys may know, we have a new restroom policy here in the high school.
Violet, can I just interrupt you to
Yeah.
because we didn't talk about this, but I just want to share that this survey was sent out to everybody in the district, right? And 112 students responded in grades 7 through 12 and 35 staff members. So we have about almost 500 students, grades 7 through 12, and we have about 80 staff members, 85 staff members. Just to give you an idea of the results from this and the numbers that shared out. So sorry and thank you.
You're good. You're good. All right, so the bathroom policy, about the new updated policy, and there have been quite a few feelings about that. So we sent out this survey and we got quite a few responses, as you can see here, with the majority being our upperclassmen in grades 10, 11, and 12. And can you scroll on this thing?
No. I'm just gonna try to motion your hand movements.
Oh, I'm just used the smart board in the classroom. And we sent out.
What are you trying to go to?
The other pie chart. We're looking for a pie chart. And here's some of the responses. For example, when students were asked, are restroom wait times longer during lunch periods 5, 6, 7, compared to the other times of the day? 58.4% said yes. And we also had some other things. And since, hang on, maybe if I can speak English, that would be.
I'm not helping much.
Last year, restrooms were frequently closed due to vandalism. Do you feel that bathroom access is more available this year with the new policy? And a lot of kids are saying no, like 79.6, and if we round up, that's 80%. And we have. That's awesome. And here's another one we have you ever gone to use the bathroom and had to use a different one because it was closed or locked? And a lot of people are saying yes. And this could be due to like staffing issues, since we have to have a monitor cover the bathroom. So this could be due to staff issues. And if you've answered yes above, which we saw, there was a lot of people saying yes. Did this cause any issues for you? And a lot of students are saying yes. And some of these could include maybe missing class, which makes missing learning time. For example, this one quote that this student says is, every time I go to the bathroom, I miss 5 to 10 minutes of class. I try to go to the bathroom midday to not miss class in my hard classes during the morning, but by midday, most bathrooms aren't open, and I end up walking around the whole school trying to find one. By the end of the day, I desperately have to go to the bathroom. I can't concentrate in my last period class, which they put in parentheses is a college class, so that's really important since they're earning college credit, and it seems like to be a hard class, and end up going to the bathroom then and miss important information from my college class, which could be seen as an issue. Some more comments, and so this might be the last chart we have.
I think that is on that one.
Yeah, on that one, I think it is. So,
do you want to go to the staff one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So now let's see the other side of the story, what the teachers are saying.
He's old.
Pizza party request form.
Listen.
All right, so we should have some graphs here. Oh, here's a pie chart. Have you ever been on bathroom duty, such as sitting outside the bathrooms by the senior lounge and maintaining sign-ins? And it seems to be almost 50-50 for this one, except this one's 58.3, so that's a little more. And we do have a positive here. There is a positive to this. If yes, has this helped you build student relationships around the school? And a lot of teachers are saying yes, and we want to build student relationships, so that's the positive. And however, though, overall, do you think these new protocols have helped or harmed students in the district? And 55.6% of teachers are saying that it's harmed them. And this could be due to, as I was mentioning before, with students missing more class, teachers having to re-explain or putting their lesson on pause, which sets us back a lot as students. And we should have one more. Oh, did we just go over this pie chart?
No.
Yeah, we did.
I think there were only 2 on the,
I think.
of the adult one. There's 3.
And some of these suggestions that the staff have is hire more staff to monitor bathrooms, which is kind of hard to do, or allow 2 to 3 students to use the bathroom simultaneously rather than one at a time, since there are 2 stalls per bathroom, or more open bathrooms, such as 3 more bathrooms open from past years, or redesigning the bathrooms, which is also not like feasible, and it would be kind of hard and costly. And so here are some of the action steps that we came up with. Even though 1 bathroom was open last year, many people could go into the bathroom at once. So would allowing 2 to 4 students in the bathroom at the same time helps. So we'd still be having a limit, like let's say we allowed 2, but it would move the line faster. And then we were also thinking develop a committee with adults and students to come up with resolutions to resolve restroom issues. So that way we could talk about it and students and teachers wouldn't feel like the decision was made just like that, and they could have a say in it. And we also asked ourselves, how can students assist in managing use and cleanliness of bathrooms? And another thing that was brought up, access to feminine products, especially in the student survey. A lot of our girlies were complaining that there weren't enough feminine products in the bathroom, and that can be a problem, especially for middle school and high school girls who are going through that time period in their life. So if we have age-appropriate, friendly products in the bathroom, it wouldn't make them feel so self-conscious and scared, and just feel more natural. And monitors should not just stand outside the bathrooms, but go into the restrooms to regularly check conditions. And then we are also in the process of opening a 4th bathroom near S174, which is in the science wing by the cafeteria. So that might assist in the lunch crowd during periods 5, 6, and 7 if there's another bathroom open by the cafeteria. And here are some other possible solutions. Solution A, due to the staffing issue, I was thinking, why don't we let administration go on bathroom duty? Many faculty members, as I reported before, that the new policy helps build relationships with students, and as an administrator, it is important to know your students, and what better way to meet students and know them as people than to cover bathroom duty. That way, more bathrooms can be open, and administrators can get a feel for what teachers have to go through daily as bathroom monitors. Solution B, have scheduled times for the first floor bathrooms to be open. A sketch of this policy is shown below. For example, the library bathrooms, periods 1, 3, 5, 8, science wing bathrooms, period 2, 4, 6, 7. Solution C, we revoke the bathroom policy and switch it back to last year. However, I don't think we'd need to do this if we use some of our steps in the overall suggested action steps. However, students, let's continue reading C. However, students must lock their vapes up in either the office or their yonder pouch with their phone. This way, all bathrooms can be open and we can ensure vaping does not happen. Because with these with this bathroom,
Dr. B.
what? With this bathroom policy, we need to keep in mind equity. While the bathroom policy is equal now, one student per bathroom, it does not really go into equity. We've been talking about equity and equality in my education class, and it's the reason why it's not equitable is some students may need more time in like the bathroom for some reason. Maybe they have a medical thing, or they're a girl and things like that. So it's important to consider not only the equality aspect of the new bathroom policy, but equity. All right, and one more thing. I did get a message from one student about this, and this is just a PSA for all adults to communicate clearly and professionally. Apparently, one adult said something in a way that the other student found inappropriate, which I'm sure was just a miscommunication, but the student took it the wrong way. So as a reminder to all faculty and staff, please remember to watch your words and to communicate clearly and professionally and concisely. All right, that is all for the student board report. I hope you enjoyed.
Very good, Violet.
Thank you, Violet. And I just want to thank you because she and Clyde and Francesca worked with me to develop the surveys. Alexis sent them out. And as we talk about student voice and allowing to hear how our students feel about things, I think this is important and a great opportunity to share, and also taking time to come up with some ideas and resolutions. So thank you.
Yes, Violet, very good.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
That I guess Violet probably won't have the answer to, but maybe Mr. Teeter will. I know that when we don't have enough substitutes in the building, we pull teachers from their duties. I'm assuming one of them would be bathroom duty. So when that happens, are we often without bathrooms, down to a single bathroom, and how frequently is that happening? Because I know we certainly have a substitute issue in the district.
We do. So how often does that happen? I'd have to check with Ms. Clark, see how often she pulls them. But I will tell you that even today, Mr. Leah had covered bathroom duty for a period. I covered it for 2 periods just for today. It was probably like 4th or 5th time sitting at a desk and doing the bathroom duty. So when we are getting shorthanded like that, Darby and I definitely go out and do the bathroom duty as well.
Thank you.
If it's okay, I'd like to just share 2 other things. You know, compliance, in the past, we weren't necessarily in compliance because only 1 bathroom was open. So now we'll have 4 different bathrooms open across the 7th through 12th area, which is important. I think that there's some good ideas on how we can make it a little bit less of a wait time. And also, I do know from Nick and checking in with him that regardless of what people see or think, there has been a huge decrease in the amount of vandalism compared to what had happened last year. And while, you know, sure, sometimes the garbage can gets overflowed or things like that, even the supplies have been used more consistently without things being disrupted or, you know, so I don't know if there's anything you want to add, but I think those are important points because it's always hard when we put a change in place too. We're trying to make things as safe as possible and provide more access. So I think it's great, again, to have this voice, but come up with some solutions.
Yeah, 100%. The vandalism is probably 5% of what it was last year. And it was a lot of vandalism that took staff a long time to repair and, you know, repaint and do those types of things. As far as products and things like that, since we have more bathrooms open now, we're not running out of paper towels, toilet paper, and soap as much, so we don't have to run there as often. So it's definitely better. I'm sure that from, you know, people using them, it's definitely cleaner than what it was. So there are some positives that I've seen, at least from my end, and my staff have seen.
Yeah, and while we initially, you know, we made these changes in the summertime. So great idea to think about including students and other staff members, but it is important to note too that it was the leadership team that talked about and worked with the junior, senior high building administration to figure out some solutions to this. So it wasn't done in isolation, but I also think revisiting it with some others is a great idea to make it as efficient as we can, so.
Are we seeing the vape detectors go off a lot less also?
It's not as much as it has been in the past years. It's actually certain days that I'm like, oh my God, is it working? Because I haven't gotten any, and lo and behold, you know, we might get one. So it is working, but it has decreased significantly. And it's also easier to catch kids now, because it's not like, there's 300 people or 500 people with me in the bathroom, and I don't have anything. Less excuses.
Yeah. And one more point with that is that the, you know, in the survey, Violet and I found there were quite a few comments about, well, kids are, on both of them, kids are gonna find ways to vape and they do it different ways, and that's true. But we tried to take a look at where does it happen the most that we're aware of, and it is in the bathrooms because it is more isolated. And so if we can at least reduce it in one place, that's a plus. I mean, you know, we really know that vaping is not healthy for anybody, especially people under the age of 18. So while we can't necessarily, you know, ban it or stop it from happening, I do think that part of our responsibility as a district and the adults that are here is to do what we can to think about everyone's overall wellness and, you know, try to make some changes. And then we take what works well and then we make adjustments, so.
Hey, can I just add that it's not just regular vapes, there was a lot of marijuana THC vaping last year. And when you have 4 or 5 kids in the bathroom and they're passing it around or they're hiding it for their friends to come in the next side, and then, so now you're dealing with 4 or 5 kids and you're trying to figure out who's doing what and when they were doing it, and now they're in school and you know somebody's under the influence, right? How many of them were under the influence? And, you know, that's a safety concern, significant safety concern in my eyes. So that is dramatically going to reduce this year.
Anything else? Okay. Board of Education member activity reports. Let's start with you, Sam.
I'm not good right now.
All right.
I got nothing.
I got
But I'm
you.
really looking forward to Trump or Treat and the pumpkin run.
Yeah. Those cute.
Going to a lot of soccer games. That's where our place started.
I know, we know you're there.
Mostly that, but looking forward to like concerts coming and homecoming, I think is next Friday. So.
This Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. Okay. Cool. That's it.
Joe?
I just spent some time last night preparing for the National School Board, State School Board meeting tomorrow night that I'm gonna spend about 8 hours on. The amendments and.
Joe's been doing this for a long time. He always does a good job for us. Margaret?
I've been going to the boys varsity soccer games, and I came in and taught the 5th and 6th graders that are in a book group club, Irish step dancing. They read a book, which I just read at home, so I wanted to see what they had read. And I'm gonna meet with them again next week. So there's 7 kids, 5 girls and 2 boys. And they, I guess, are in a book group with Miss Flores after school, and they wanted to learn Irish step dancing. They were super open, excited, into doing it. Unfortunately, I wasn't available to come. They wanted to show it to the visiting author. She's the one who wrote the book. She came and visited, and I was out of town, so we videotaped them. As far as I know, the videotape got shown, and they've decided to go into classrooms that they'll feel more comfortable than going up in front of 500 kids at once. And so I'm going to come teach them again, and they're going to go into classrooms individually and show what they learned. And it was really exciting.
That's cool.
Really exciting to meet them.
I still haven't seen you do it yet.
Oh,
You
well.
have to do it for us.
It's not, no, you gotta see the kids.
Fair enough, Margaret, fair enough. Molly?
Really, not a whole lot, but I am really excited for our upcoming trip to Manhattan for our state board conference.
Me too.
Really looking forward to that.
Ron?
Well, I'm looking forward to the football game on Friday.
Going homecoming?
Going to homecoming. And the 8 hours Joe's doing is amazing. I will not be doing any 8 hours on anything. that we'll be going to the football game and watching us take on, who we playing? We're gonna beat them. That's about it.
All right, the only thing I have is we had the legislative committee, meeting, and, I alluded to it with some of what Lynette was talking about. So we're trying to get the work-based learning, stuff off the ground, so I'm really glad that we were approved, so that makes me happy. But, in February, we are planning to host we're gonna have food, because that's what brings people is food, right? So we're gonna host something here at the school that will bring, community businesses that would be willing to either offer internships or apprenticeships to our students. So we're gonna get them here and tell them what, our vision is for our students, and hopefully we will get some community businesses to sign up and, hopefully get our kids some opportunities. So that's what our committee talked about. Rick?
I'm good.
All right. Okay, so policies, we have, so we do have 3 second reads tonight. We have 1120-R, 5500, and 5500-R, and 5550. Margaret, I don't know if you want to speak to a couple of those.
Yeah, these are all of the ones, let's see, 5500 are second read. Yeah, these are the ones we went over with John that were just changing the wording, taking out.
Yeah,
specifying the PPI, explaining what it
Yeah.
is, and taking out what it used to be called. And this.
Yeah, it was mostly just wording, I think. It was just
Very
updated
minor
wording.
changes in, yeah, the other ones were, pretty much tiny, had been done recently, and we needed minor changes. So did I forget something on that? Was it? Okay.
Right on point.
All right, I need a motion to accept the policies. Margaret, and second is Molly. Any questions? All in favor? All right, now we have textbook disposal. I need a motion for the textbook disposal. Rick, second.
What's my name, Bonnie?
I'm like, oh my God, Sam, thank you. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. So I have Rick and Sam second. Any questions on that? All in favor? Thanks. Whew, field trip. So we have 3 of them. Looks like kindergarten is going to IOKA Valley Farm in Hancock. We have high school drama club to attend the Fall Festival of Shakespeare on the 20th and the 23rd. Motion, please. We got Margaret and Ron. Any questions? All in favor? The budget calendar. I need a motion to accept the budget calendar. Molly and Rick. Any questions? All in favor? Okay, now we have the substitute pay rates for the school psychologist and the retired clerical. I need a motion for those, please. Janine and Joe. Any questions?
Were psychologists previously paid the same as a teacher? Yes. So this is because we've had a hard time securing a psychologist sub, or it's just a lot more?
Great question. It's a combination of both. We couldn't find a school psychologist that could come in for a full day on a consistent basis. One of the things that we need mostly right now for support is completion of observations or testing for the CSE office, which could just be done based on a schedule that with the director or the PPS office. So that's why we set it up that way. The $40 an hour is per contract for also what members of the THFA get for work that they do that is for curriculum and other things as such. So that's why we did that.
Is that gonna be enough?
Hmm?
Will that be enough for your people?
We do have one person that is helping us out, yes.
Good.
On the agenda.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, all in favor? All right, I need a motion to approve transportation for the ski club to Catamount this season. Motion, we got Sam and Molly. Any questions? All in favor? We're disposing of a bunch of equipment from John. Motion, please. Sam, second. Joe? Any questions? All in favor?
You know it's obsolete if John said it was.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Got the
right.
life out of it.
That's right. I need a motion to accept the mentor plan. Motion, please. We got Joe and Margaret. Any questions? All in favor? Contracts, so we have, the advanced therapy. I need a motion for, yes, advanced therapy. Motion, please. Molly, second. Margaret, any questions?
Any other bids? Just that bid.
I think they won all the bids a while ago, but we've been approving the contract, like, we approved their general contract, and then someone needed,
An
there's
add-on
other one.
to the current contract.
The other one was.
Oh, this is an add-on?
Visual, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor? Okay. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, parent transportation contract. I was like, I couldn't find the parent transportation contract for OD student. Motion, please. Margaret, second. Rick? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, Michael Johnston bus attendant agreement. I need a motion for that, please. Sam and Joe. Any questions?
That's to meet the needs of someone's IEP.
Yes.
Yes. All in favor? Thank you. Memorandum of agreement with the Tronic support staff to allow bus attendants to substitute in the classrooms. Motion, please. Rick, second. Rick,
Don't tell me you don't know my name.
Ron.
How many years?
I'm telling you, yeah. Sorry, guys. Any questions?
We'll help you out here, Bonnie.
I know, I swear. I thank you. I appreciate you all. Trust me, it's the end of the day. I need some sleep. Any questions on that? All in favor? Thank you. Memorandum of agreement with the Taconic Hills Faculty Association for chemical hygiene officer. Motion, please. We got Joe and Margaret. Any questions? All in favor? Okay, so we have the 24-25 concluding audit corrective action plan. Motion, please. Sam and Molly. Any questions? Rick?
So I fully agree with the corrective action plan. I just want to mention, like I think I probably mentioned last year, you're going to be writing that letter every year unless we change something else. Your corrective action plan addresses how we're going to deal with the excess funds, but we don't talk about how we get to the excess funds. So it's my opinion that we should take a look at what the source of that is and see if we can correct that too at some point.
And we can go in depth during our financial conditioning workshop.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
definitely the plan of that workshop.
That's all I got.
That's it? Okay. Any other questions? All in favor? Okay, then we have the 24-25 concluding audit independent auditor financial statements. Motion, please.
Yeah.
Joe and Molly. Any questions? Yeah.
It's 70 pages. We got it 24 hours ago, and I would really like to read it before I approve it. That's my personal opinion. You know, if you've all read it already and you want to approve it tonight, that's fine. I'm not going to vote against it.
I didn't even realize we had gotten it until right when you brought it up earlier, so I would agree with Rick that I would love more time to look at it.
Well, anybody else?
I think it's fair.
Okay, so we want to table to next meeting.
Thank you.
Can we get permission to upload it into the portal? We can do tonight. New York State needs to see the concluding
Yeah.
audit tonight.
I don't know. You have a problem with that?
I don't.
No.
But do we need to approve it in order to do that?
No, I have
Okay, all right.
the statement.
Okay, gotcha. All right, November meeting. Okay.
I wrote December.
Oh,
I'm
it's
way ahead.
All right, so now we have P, amendment to the superintendent's contract agreement. I need a motion for that. For the Ron and Joe, any questions? All in favor? No? So,
No, I'm gonna,
you're no?
yes.
Okay. All right, personnel agenda, so we are B through L. Motion for the personnel agenda. Motion, please. Sam, and second, Molly.
No, there's Margaret.
Oh, Margaret, I'm sorry. I got Ron's head in my way. Any questions?
Then you can't beat that.
Well, you are pretty tall. You are tall. You just want to go through, if anybody has any questions on any of this. We've got a couple of new clubs. That's cool. Baking Club. I might want to join that one.
They can practice on it.
Yeah, exactly. Bunch of volunteers. Okay. Anybody got questions on any of that? All right, all in favor? Okay. And now we are at the public forum number 2. We have Bill Mulring.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so I might try to buy an extra minute here, but first I want to thank everybody that's on this panel for taking your time out to better our children. So it does mean a lot from a parent's perspective that you guys dedicate your time to this. The first reason I came here was to talk about the bathroom issue. Violet, you did a great job. My daughter's in 9th grade. My son graduated last year. My son, if he didn't miss lunch, would walk around school all day and not care. My daughter cares a lot about missing 2 minutes of class. I think at times in the school, we do a great job of addressing, focusing on the negative and talking about the kids who are the problem and not focusing on our kids that are excelling. My daughter happens to be one of those that I think excels, and this is taking away from her learning time. It's, quite frankly, it's ridiculous. We should just punish the kids that are in vaping. I deal with a lot of kids through sports, and I can tell you that they all know who the kids are that are vaping in the bathroom. It's pretty simple. I think that as monitors, if you see 2 kids come out of like an advanced math class and they need to run to the bathroom, that we don't make them go behind the 5 kids that are vaping every day. Seems simple to me, but that's not the process that we're following here. So enough said about the bathroom. I really think that's an important topic that needs to get out very quickly because it's disrupting class. Second is transportation. Last year, we had a sign a thing as parents saying that we would take our kids to sporting events. This year, my daughter's team, her field hockey team, already missed a game because of it. I would assume it's because we don't have enough bus drivers, although I don't know that. I think those folks should get paid more money for what they do. It's an incredible responsibility. And if we're having a hard time finding bus drivers, I'm big on athletics. I think that it's super important to our kids here at the school. My wife and I have a rule that our kids play a sport every season, doesn't matter what it is. And to know that kids aren't getting to play a game because we don't have bus drivers or whatever the issue is, I'd be anxious to hear. We need to fix that. And as a community, I think we could do a better job paying these folks that are responsible for our children every day. Paying all the folks that are in this room that are responsible for it. We thank you for everything that you do. But as a community member, I'd be happy to pay more money so we get people that we want driving our kids around. I guess that's a question. I don't know how this works. And lastly is about sports. There's 2 topics that I'd like to talk about. I think that our school could do a better job of getting assistant coaches. Again, my kids play every sport. I go to every school. Every school has assistant coaches. We don't. We have baseball coaches who coach third base. We got a kid who's picking his nose on first base and doesn't pay attention to what's going on in the play. We bring Coach Sean Rao up, and our team goes to states. It's not to say Mr. Pruser doesn't do an incredible job, but we have another adult out there that can direct children. My daughter broke her finger in a game last week. Miss Romero's an incredible woman, great coach. She does all that she can do to tend to my daughter who's hurt, and there's a game going on. She has nobody there. So my wife and I go down. We're not allowed to help. So I don't know what the cost is, but it seems like to me, I did simple numbers. That would be somewhere in the area of $60,000 to $70,000 a year. If our budget's 40 million or whatever you tell me it is, that seems like a very small number to improve athletics at our school. I grew up here, went to this school. We have a history of losing, and it's disappointing. Although that seems to be getting turned around, but we need more coaches. And if it's a matter of getting volunteer coaches who agree to get approved by the board, get certified, CPR, the whole 9 yards, suggestion. I'm trying to give you a solution. I think that we should consider that. On that same note, and I'll be done. Sorry, I know I'm over my 3 minutes. Athletic trainers are somebody that can be at the school when these athletics go on, that's trained to help our kids out. Like my daughter got hurt last week. They had 2 athletic trainers. I know maybe we don't have the budget for that. And I know the school has tried before, trying to get like physical therapists, doctors, or school nurses, somebody that has a med bag. Kids going to cardiac arrest. We had a girl blow her ACL out on the field hockey field just the other day. I think it was her ACL. She's down for like 10 to 15 minutes before our athletic director could get there because she's at another game. Again, she's pulled in a lot of tricks, doing a great job. I'm not questioning her. But we should have somebody at these events that can tend to our children. Every school you go to, poor schools, small schools, big schools, they all have somebody that's there in a golf cart. I know we have a golf cart that she rides up and down the thing here. And we could put a med bag in it with somebody who has some training. And am I allowed to ask, but like, is the transportation thing like a lack of bus drivers? Am I allowed to ask questions, or how does that work?
Yeah, you could ask. I mean, you've been very polite. You're not coming in here all like, rah, rah, rah.
I want to be on the team. Like, I'm part of this. Like, I'm a community member. Like, this shouldn't be adversarial. Like, I'm trying I coach some of kids in here. Like, I want to make all this stuff work. And I know that anytime I've had a busing issue, you were great. We work on, we do the best we can. Miss Dalia has always been super responsive and gets right back to me. So I don't want it to seem like I'm jumping over anybody to get to you guys, but these are like topics that we as parents talk about. And it's just frustrating.
So it is. And that game in question, we never know who's going to call out on a single day. And when that happens, that morning, like, we are in touch with our contractor, who also, is trying to do the same thing we're doing. And if I know that there is a heavy sports day and there's looking to be a lot of people out, we start in advance looking at the schedule, like, okay, how can we make this work? We've doubled teams up. We've dropped at different schools, changed some times to try to make it work as best as we can. But like that game in particular, there was 4 people who called out that morning, and myself, everybody in my office was driving. Our 2 mechanics drive pretty much every morning, every night, excuse me, trying to fix buses in between and keep them going. So on those days, we never will cancel transportation to an event unless there is not one person left to drive. And like our contractor that particular day was like, I'm flat out, they were all driving. And we were all driving. So there was literally no one to drive the bus that day. Otherwise, we do everything we can to make everything go.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm not, and I don't want you to think I ever feel like you're not. But it is it a pay thing? Like, are we not getting more people because we're not paying
I
enough?
personally don't know. But I can tell you it is shortage. We've hired a couple of people, but medical reasons, people are out, or, just people don't come to work or whatnot. Something that the leadership team has really tried to talk about, how do we bring people in, how do we retain people? But we have a lot of elderly bus drivers, people who have been here since I was a kid and went to school, that are still driving to school. So I'm thankful for them. They're healthy. They all pass their physicals, but it's just a shortage. It really is. We need a lot more substitutes, people who want to come into work. So if you know anybody,
Yeah.
No, but
Wait, hang on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, I appreciate you coming in because not many parents do. Secondly, believe us, when we have tried everything under the sun to try and get more people to work and do these jobs. We are open to any suggestion that'll work. Unfortunately, we've tried a lot of them, and it's just been a failure of people wanting to work these kind of gigs.
Yeah.
So believe me when I tell you, we want to have all the stuff you want. It's not because we're hesitant about paying. It's just they're not available.
It's starting for bus drivers.
I know that. Yeah, I know that. It's terrible. Work in general, I get it. Like, it's a lack of labor. My experience is we pay people more, they show up more. But I don't know if that's not the issue. If we've tried to pay people more.
And that also comes in, don't forget civil service. There's different aspects to it. It's not like I work at a store. And
Yeah, I'm probably simplifying it. I'm probably making it easier.
So, but believe me, they pay well. You know, this is not, it's not an issue of, I think, money.
The state hasn't made it easy to get a bus driver's license.
And that's the thing, they gotta be licensed.
That's exactly it. I mean, they have, a driver has to go through so much training. And a lot of it is duplicated training, but, you know, DMV wants to get their hand in on it, and the state education department wants to get their hand in on it. And it's a lot what a potential driver has to go through to get a license. That's the biggest stumbling block.
most bus drivers have to go through, I would say, about 20 hours worth of training, give or take, before they can really actually get their road test now, because they've made it much more strict in how your training policies can go, and we have to document, and Rick is also a 19A trainer as well as I am, and you have to document every single thing that you do, and there is specific things that you have to handle and how much time that they have to have before they can do it.
And I'm not an expert. I know coaching is also the standard. All these different jobs have the level of what you have to know has gone up dramatically. And it's hard to find people.
I have the issue with the assistant coaches, and I think maybe we could, and I know Angela's doing a great job and she works super hard, but I think we should make it a priority, because there have been people in the community that have offered, and they didn't have XYZ credential in place yet, but I mean, they're out there. And they want to do it, and they don't even want to get paid, but they might need a little assistance, and I don't know, fingerprinting and this thing and that thing, whatever you need.
Yeah, there's certifications they have to go through.
But it's possible, and other schools are doing it, like you're saying,
Yeah.
so I think I'm glad you're here saying this, because I've noticed it, we've gone to games for 8 years here, and I noticed it, it's terrible, losing all the time.
I'd say we're the only school. I'd say we're the only school
Yeah, I
that
think
shows up
you're
with
right,
one
and I
coach.
don't know why.
Other teams ask us, like, where are your coaches?
I mean, I had somebody volunteer and he didn't want to be paid and they turned him away. So I don't know why. And I mean, he was willing to go do the fingerprinting and all of it.
So this is definitely a conversation to have. I mean, maybe get a hold of Angela. And I mean, the thing is you don't seem like I said, a lot of people come here and we're getting, usually attacked, and you're not doing that. So, you are just trying to come up with a solution, and I appreciate that. But we've all heard, and Lynette's heard what you
I've talked to
said.
the coaches. So really, I guess that's why I came here tonight, is to talk to you folks, because I've talked to those people, and I don't want you to think I'm saying it's falling upon deaf ears. It's not. They're saying the same things. So as a school, I just think that there should be money allocated for this. Athletics is such a huge part of my upbringing, me growing up, my kids. To me, it's such a huge part. And we're failing them by not giving them every opportunity and not putting coaches on the field. And it's going to cost money, but I don't think the number's huge to get assistant coaches.
Well, in all fairness, we have more sports than any other school.
More opportunity.
There's more sports.
We put money into sports, but what you're saying is true. Like, we're about to put that new track out. That's going to be millions of dollars, I'm sure. But you're right. Like, let's put 10 grand toward this is over 40 grand or 70 grand or whatever it is.
And we drop a lot of JV programs, but like I can say, I stayed a modified coach for years because my JV program would be cut in the middle of the season, and then they wouldn't pay me because my season didn't finish. So like, I think some of that allocated money that was for JV coaches could potentially go for assistant coaches also.
Transportation, we've been working since I got here to come up with various solutions, even offering to pay our coaches to get trained. I know that bonuses were offered during COVID prior to me being here, and there was still a challenge to get bus drivers. The bathrooms, we have to find a balance. It's not, you'd be surprised, it's not just a few kids, and they're not always necessarily the ones that stand out. So we have some fixing to do with that, but we want to balance both of those. And with sports, I've also met with our athletic director consistently, along with our business official, to talk about just our programs. I do know that participation has increased since I've been here in the last couple of years. That's definitely coming out of COVID. Some of the just having modified in varsity is because we didn't have enough students in the right range. I mean, that was even part of football, and there was a lot of thought and process that went into that. We can definitely, as we start preparing and talking about budgets, talk about assistant coaches and what we can do. The other issue that's come up is that she's had challenges getting people to accept coaching positions. And there are those pieces, but we do know that these components that you brought up are really important for our students in our community, and we will keep problem solving. And if you have ideas or thoughts, or you're at a game and somebody comes up with a suggestion, please don't hesitate to email. You can email through the webmaster, or my information's on the website as well, because we'd be happy to consider other ideas that maybe we haven't thought of.
I appreciate that. If I could just add one thing to your point, is that I think if we had more outreach for like I've made 95% of my kids' games, right? You take leave at work, you hustle to get there. So I wouldn't want to commit to a coaching job because it wouldn't be fair to the team. But if I knew, I don't know anything about field hockey. I've been living it since my daughter's in 7th grade. They blow a whistle, I still don't know what's going on. So I'm pretty useless, but I could be there, right? I'm there at every sporting event. I could be there to help one of the coaches, like, hey, I'll grab the equipment. If one of your players is down, I can go get medical help. I just think that, I don't know.
Thank you.
There's
Can
some
I just
ideas.
add something real quick about the assistant coaches? I also think it would be good in safety standards, because I had a personal experience at a football game where I think an assistant coach would be helpful. So it happened at our last away game, which was on a Saturday against the Eagles. So we're coming back from the football field after the loss, and I'm walking with the cheerleaders, and one of the cheerleaders says, "Can we go use the bathroom?" And they all go into the bathroom, and coach has me stand out with the stuff while everyone else is in the bathroom. I'm all by myself. There's no one else around. And then the other team comes by, the other football team, and I'm getting like harassed by one of them. And there was no one there for safety. So I think if we had assistant coaches, it could help alleviate some of these safety concerns, since you don't know luckily it was just like words he said and things like that, but still I was scared. I mean, you don't know what these guys are going to do to you. I mean, as a woman, and you're out there by yourself, I'm a woman and I'm in a cheer uniform, I'm on the other team, and then you've got the rival team at the game coming harassing me. So if we had an assistant coach, that would help with safety concerns and alleviate some of these problems.
Thanks, Violet.
It's not easy. Our coaches do a great job. I do want to say that all our coaches are incredible. I'm not saying they can't do it without assistance, but and truly, as a parent, thank you guys for everything that you do, including the administrators, because we as parents appreciate what you do for our children.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we
Bill.
appreciate your time. Okay, now it's, additional items to discuss. So we have, some of us are going to the NISBA conference. We don't know what day we're leaving yet. Some think it's Wednesday, some think it's Thursday, but we'll figure that out. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be my last one, so it'll be my last hurrah. Homecoming is Friday, so I do plan to come here. I'll see if I can drag my husband. Hopefully it's not cold. If it's cold, I'm probably not coming, because, no. Joe will be doing the resolutions. This is tomorrow night. He does it by Zoom. Last year, he was on there for 8 hours. So if anyone would like to go on, I think it's on the NISBA site, and just look at them if you wanna. I mean, usually Joe just kind of just agrees with whatever NISBA has. I don't think there's anything crazy this year, right, Joe? That's like,
There's something important. There's one thing I forgot to message you before.
Yeah.
About that, the lobby against for the state because they extended the CVA, Child Victim Act, that if they can't find insurance companies or anything, the state should help fund if there's any damage.
and how's
to the-
NISBA, how's the
Oh, no,
committee?
they're.
They're saying yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So I'm
Well,
just
we're,
saying,
we're agreeing with
that's
that.
something that's very important
Yeah.
right there because.
All right, yeah. But if anyone wants to take a look, to be honest, I haven't looked at them. This is what I'll be doing tomorrow to give Joe my opinion on, but if anyone wants to read through the resolutions and give Joe their opinion on those, please do so.
Do we have those here, Bonnie?
No, I just had one printed out, but
Okay.
you can go on NISBA's website.
Okay, I can find
I
that.
can email it.
Okay, thank you.
And that's, so now we're going, I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular person. We got Ron and Molly. All in favor? All right, well, thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for your time.
It's really important. We love hearing from people.